Hello and welcome back to our tutorials. We will continue with styling, and so what we're going to do right now is we're going to mimic this background. It's a gradient. So what we want to style is this entire HTML. So we're going to style the entire HTML from top to bottom with this gradient. Okay. So the way that you do that is you type background. This is in the style sheet. Remember, we are styling the page right now. So in the style sheet you can put background, and you have to do it differently for each browser. At this point, at some point they may change that, but at this point, if you need to make it, you have to do it by hand. And so at the top, this top here, we're going to put it as some kind of gray, and at the bottom I'm going to make it all black. So this particular one is for, this is this is for the Opera browser, okay? And this one is for Mozilla. It's almost the same thing. This one is for Mozilla. And I got each of these from W3 Schools. So you can just go look them up if you don't know. This one is for Mozilla. After a while, you get to know them by heart, and you can just copy them and make the changes to them. So there's Opera, Mozilla, and then there's also there's a WebKit. I forgot WebKit with a lowercase w. WebKit. You need WebKit, and the WebKit one is for, I think that's for Chrome or Safari. WebKit is for Safari. One of the things you want to do with your web design is you want to use as minimum amount of code as possible. In some cases you can't. So for example, this is the standard CSS. Okay, let's save that and take a look at it. Okay, so we can see some of it. Internet Explorer takes so long, it's ridiculous. Now that we have that, we can go and we can look at our header. This portion of the code is our header. This header has in it, this header represents the top portion of this graphic. Okay, so in there we have "we love" and HTML plus CSS, and then on this side we have "want to join a world-class team," and then below that we have "hand code valid semantic HTML." So we are going now to style the header. And to do that, we simply need to put header, because header is one of the new HTML5 elements. And the first thing we want is that border bottom. This border bottom, I'm going to make it kind of thick, and we'll adjust it over time depending on the way it looks. Then I'm going to put some padding at the top. Initially, these are all guesses. If I don't like the way it looks, then I say put padding on the bottom. The padding on the bottom will keep these letters here away from the bottom. Just then the padding on the top is going to keep these letters here away from the top. And I'll just make them 25 pixels. We'll figure out and then I'm going to put a left margin and make that 25 pixels. So that's this right here. And then the entire thing I'm going to make, because there's a border, there's some space here and there's some space here, so the entire thing I'm going to make width, we have 768, I'm just going to guess at 650. We'll see what, first we'll run it, we'll see what it looks like. If we like it, we'll keep it. If not, then we can make adjustments. So it's a little bit of trial and error. So I got some here that looks good. I got a bottom border. Got some here that looks good. Let's open this up. And it's not going all the way over, so we'll have to correct that. So again, it's going all the way over, but then we're going to have some, this what is progressive, we're going to float this up and we're going to float it to the right. Since it's inside of the header, it's going to go inside of this border and it will stick up into this right corner. So that's what we're after. Okay. So the next thing we want to style is, let's go and see. Well, what do we have? We have a section header. So we're going to style this as a section header. We're going to add some styles to the section header specifically because we have another section. And if we don't style it, if we don't create some additional style for the section header, then every single style that we make for the section, remember, this is the CSS style for an element. So we can, the best thing to do is always to copy it. If you copy it by hitting Control-C, then you can be sure that you spelled it correctly. You won't have to worry about spelling it. Within our section header, we're going to set the padding to 20 pixels. This is a guess, and we'll set the width to, let's say, 350 pixels. We can look at any one of them. Doesn't matter which one. Okay, that looks fine to me. Next, we will take a look at the text that says "We love." So this text here, we're going to look at that. And in the page, if you go back to the page, you'll see that the text we have for "We love" has a heading, has an ID. The ID is heading underscore text underscore "We love." I named these things this way. Since we're calling on an ID, you need a sharp sign or pound sign, depending on which one you like. Now I named these things this way also to serve as an example that you can name them whatever you want to. When you're using IDs, it's up to you. You decide what it's called. So in this one, first, I'm going to keep these two separate since they are already separate from each other and there are spans. I'm going to have them go inline. So the display will be inline. And then we want it to be heavy, so we'll make the font weight bold. And the font family, we're specifically going to call for Tahoma. If we don't like it, we can change it. Now the color, we'll come back to the color because I don't know what I'm going to put for color. So let's just put some gray for the time being. And then we want the font size to be, say, 50 pixels. We'll adjust that if it's not big enough. Then that's my alarm telling me that we're out of time. So we're going to add a text shadow to it also. And the text shadow will make it -2 pixels, 2 pixels, 5 pixels, and make it black. So let's take a look at one of them, see what it looks like, and then we're out of time. Okay, it's getting there. We got a lot more to do, but we'll cover that in another video.